Here we are then, Monday, December the 22nd, which obviously means it's Vlogmas day 22, and it's so dark out there today. The middle of the afternoon, it still hasn't gotten light yet from this morning. At one point, I thought I was going to have to either put the lights on in here to film this, or be outside and film it outside, but there's no way I'm putting an Aston Martin together outside, especially a plastic one, because it'll probably start raining. Anyway, I've been looking at something very interesting. So I've got a list, and I've been checking it twice, and I've looked through it. These three bits I've already got. Obviously, you've seen those before. Now these bits over here, we've got pretty much everything out of the box. The only things left is the tyres, and I think that's the bulletproof shield in the boot lid, and that's the panel that goes into the roof where the ejector seat would be. They're the only two things I've got left to get out. But today is only the 22nd, so that means there's 3 more windows to open, 3 more doors to open, but only 2 items I need. So somewhere in those 3 doors on the box, there's a surprise. And I've got no idea where it is, and there's no indication in the list of what it might be. So if you've got any guesses as to what it might be, leave it below in a comment. I doubt very much it's going to be something good like chocolate or cash or anything worthwhile like that. But there's definitely 3 doors and only 2 items we're waiting for. I don't know how that's going to work out. Anyway, on to today's opening of the doors after we've checked where Hans Gruber is falling from the Nakatomi Tower. Here we are then, and I'll just tilt you forward a bit so you can see him, and he's there on door 21, yep, door 21, yeah, he's actually moved a bit, his arm's moved, he should be there like that. So if we push him down a bit and get him on, can you see that? Yeah, get him onto floor 22. Now he's only got 2 more floors to go, and then he's going to be a big splodge down here. Anyway, on to door 22. The door 22 today is this one here. And it's quite a wide door, so we know it's definitely not a pot of paint in there. But let's get the finger of excitement in the hole. Oh. Well, I wasn't expecting that. There's nothing in there. It's completely empty. Oh, well, after that downfall, I feel cheated and bereft of emotion. There's nothing behind door 22. Well, that was the surprise, wasn't it? I bet you never guessed that if you'd left it in the comments. Right, well, onto the building. And I think today we're putting the interior into the car. Let's get into that. Right, well, after that absolute bombshell of having an empty door behind number 22, wow, I think I've sussed what the problem is, though. Let me have a quick rummage through the box that I'm keeping everything in here and see if I can find it. Where is it? Oh, I've already got it out. Right, so if I show you this. Now, I think that bit there was supposed to be behind box 22, because on the listing, it actually shows this entire section here as a separate section, where you can see it's still joined in the middle. Now that's just a bit of waste material, but the shape of that would seem to suggest that maybe that was meant to be taken out on its own and be in separately. As you can see, I've painted the tail lights last night, but yeah, I think that should have been behind door 22 and they've just forgotten about it. But if that is the case, then fair enough, we've got all the bits we need. If it's not the case, then I don't know what is, but we've still got all the bits that we need. So today then, we're starting with this, putting this bit together. And for that, we're going to start with the rear view mirror. Now, the rear view mirror is a polished chrome item. This is it here, G39. So if we take that out of its slot, which I think that was it. Now does that need... That needs a little bit of sanding down, so we'll get that taken care of, and then we can get that straight into the shell. And once that's in the shell, we can start putting the interior and the engine compartment together in the shell. And then on the back side, I think that's going to be okay to go in. Just make sure we get this in the right way. It goes into that hole there, I think you can see. Get that in there. There we are. That's the rear view mirror is in place. Actually, it was quite good, that. Slightly off angle, but I'm not off straight rather. But I'm not going to move it because not many rear view mirrors are absolutely level. We're together. Now the next bit, then. I think the next bit is this bit here, which I just happen to have here. Now if we take that out of its cradle. Right, so now let me just get rid of some rough edges on here, and then we can get that in place. Right, so with that sanded down, these two bits here, I believe, go into those there, and this bit at the front clips into, I think it's the top one there, it clips into. I think that's what that shows on there. So make sure I get that round the right way. And we'll start to put that in place. So that in there. Move that over just a bit. I need to leave room for the interior to go in as well, of course. So I think that's, yeah, that's in there. Right, so that's in. Not that it makes a lot of difference because obviously there's no engine, so you can't see inside of that. And then the next part is to get this in. Now this might be a little bit more difficult. Let's see. According to that, the back bits clip on those around the window. So there's two pegs around the back window, which must go to those two holes there. So let's just see if we can get those on there. Now I do realise, if I just get that in position so you can actually see that, I'll adjust the camera a little bit. Might make it easier for you to see. Right, now I do realise that there's no glass in yet. I've looked through the instructions, which apparently the glass goes in after this goes in. So it should just go down on there. Which is a bit awkward because I think that's got to go on those pegs down there. I don't know if you can just see, there's a peg there sticking up, obviously one over there. So I'm going to get that on those pegs, if we can. Now don't push down on the back because, yeah, so how does that work then? Because that looks like that's going to have to go, how does that go in there? Maybe that's supposed to slot into there. That's better, isn't it? Right, so that's going into there. I think. Going into there. Right. Not under there. Not under there. Yeah. Well, that's in. So we've got the interior. I can get it right with the light so you can actually see. That's a better view. As you can see the gear stick, the radar, obviously the steering wheels in there. Right. So that's the interior done then. That's all together. Wow. That's looking quite good. Well, as you can see, daylight got the better of it. Now, I have been busy this morning, which is why I didn't quite catch all the light, but it's been one of those awful, just dark, dull days all day, one of those typical winter grey days. But anyway, no matter, we're there. We've got this far. So we've got the shell, we've got the engine compartment in, we've got the interior in. And if you look inside of there, you can see that a lovely interior is all in place with the steering wheel. Now, as I said earlier, I haven't put any glass in yet because the glass apparently goes in later. I'm a bit concerned about the rear view mirror though. I don't want to knock that out when I put the glass in, so I'll be careful with that. But apparently that all goes in after the interior has gone in, which seems a bit weird to me, but that's the way it is. Anyway, a step closer. I think this makes up for the fact that there was nothing behind door 22. So that leaves with 2 items then. 2 doors to go, 2 items to get. One's the tyres, and the other one is... Do you know, I can't remember what the other one is. Give us a minute, I'll find out. So I know we definitely need tyres. Let's have a quick look through here. Oh, of course, it's the panels for the roof. So we need tyres, so we need 4 tyres, and we need the 2 panels. One is the bulletproof screen that comes out the boot lid, and the other one is the sealer, the panel that goes in there where the ejector seat would be. So we've got those 2 items to come. So leave a comment below. What do you think is going to be behind door 23? Will it be the roof panel and the bulletproof screen at the back, or is it going to be a set of tyres so we can get wheels on? Because I think pretty much now all that's left is to do the lights in the rear bumper, the lights at the front bumper, and then attach the floor pan onto it, the chassis onto it, and get the wheels on. And we're nearly finished. 23rd of December tomorrow. Will we get it done? Will I get it done by the 24th? Or am I going to roll over at the 25th? I'm going to try not to. I'm going to try and get it all finished on the 24th. So 2 days left to go. Stay tuned. If you've watched all this way through and you've seen every single episode so far, fantastic. Thank you so much. If you're one of the subscribers that stuck with this all the way through and you're having to say leave because I'm doing Vlogmas, again, thank you very much. For now, though, I'll see you tomorrow, 7 o'clock again, for episode 23. And we'll see how far we'll get tomorrow. Bye for now.
Day 22, a door so small it could hide a star. What's behind?